What's up, guys? My name is Pete, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Phipps Tips. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at the overall market. We're going to have a look at its top performers. We'll check out the day's biggest winners and its biggest losers. We've got a couple of very interesting news articles today, guys. Ethereum co-founder claims that maybe voting on the blockchain isn't quite there yet, and Ethereum Classic price spikes hard as it gets listed onto Coinbase here in the next month or so. All of that and a little bit of Bitcoin technical analysis. We'll see what the dump has in store for us today, guys. All that and more coming up. Stay tuned. Here we are on CoinMarketCap.com, guys. And before we get the video started today, I'd just like to apologize, guys. I did not get a video out yesterday. I was feeling a little under the weather, plus I had a lot of housework to get done, and I just couldn't get to it. Sorry about that. I'll try not to have that happen again. But from here, guys, we are currently sitting at almost a $300 billion market cap, $299.8 billion to be exact. 24-hour trading volume of $14 billion, and Bitcoin dominance checking in at 39.1%. Of the top five, guys, today, Sunday was pretty bloody, so, nothing's going to look great today. Bitcoin up only 1%, Ethereum up 0.23%, Ripple up 1.61%, Bitcoin Cash down 0.09%, and EOS down 0.95%. Our movers and shakers versus Bitcoin today, guys, we have Loom Network up 27.65% versus Bitcoin. And here's the big one, guys, Ethereum Classic up 17.56% as they were touted as being listed on Coinbase here soon. Dropple up 9.99%, All Sports up 7.76%, and Cyber Miles up 7.5% versus Bitcoin today. Our gainers and our losers. Our biggest gainer of the day, guy, Karma Coin up 83.1%, Buzzcoin up 77.66%, Hellbiz up 43.15%, Monerium up 35.89%, and Infinity Economics up 32.86% today, guys. Our losers of the day. Hurify down 23.82%. Noah Coin down nearly 20%. Silent Notary down 18.86%. Bizop down 18.03%. And BTC down nearly 15% at 14.78%, guys. We're going to go ahead and move on into our news article of the day. Our first one, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Beuterin claiming that maybe blockchain isn't quite ready for voting. We'll see what he has to say about it. Stay right there, guys. Ethereum co-founder advises governments to test blockchain petitions before digital voting. Of all the potential use cases for blockchain tech, voting is perhaps the most controversial. Proponents of blockchain democracy point to the fraud-busting benefits of an immutable ledger, while critics worry that the technology is insufficiently developed and could cause more problems than it solves. One of the skeptics is Vitalik Beuterin, co-founder of Ethereum. Last week, he drew attention to a tweet thread by Matt Blaze urging others to exercise caution before jumping into the blockchain voting system. Noting that the problem was not so much that blockchain is bad, Blaze said that the introduction of such technology introduces new vulnerabilities that didn't exist before and can be done more easily, simply, and securely by other means. The tweet says, the problem here isn't that blockchain is bad, it's that anything you might want to use blockchain for in civil elections. A, introduces new vulnerabilities that didn't appear before, and PR, and B, is more easily, simply, and securely done with other approaches. Adding that The requirement for elections have literally evolved over centuries of democracy, he said. Voting is not a testbed application for your too clever by half startup idea. Beuterin agreed with this position, saying that voting online requires some very specific privacy and security properties, and simply shoving stuff onto a public ledger can often and even be actively counterproductive. So he claims to start with petitions. However, Beuterin does not think that public authorities should discount the blockchain option entirely. Instead, he suggests that as a first step, they start with petitions, pointing out that it is a safer use case as petitions are non-binding and so security risks are much smaller. And he says that it's still possible to take advantage of blockchains for verifiability and ZKPs for privacy. And ZKP, guys, stands for Zero Knowledge Proof. So government, and he also tweeted as such, governments looking to use blockchains for IDs plus voting should consider starting with petitions. It's a safer use case because petitions are non-binding, so security risks are much smaller, but you can still take advantage of blockchains for verifiability and ZKPs for privacy. Basically exactly what they just said in this little quote up here. So, Beuterin added that on the issue, he was specifically looking at you, Zug. And for guys who don't know, Zug is a Swiss municipality. Oh, it says it right here in the next sentence. The Swiss municipality of Zug, often known as Crypto Valley due to large number of ICOs which have made their home there, has announced its own experiment with blockchain voting. Open to all holders of Zug Digital ID, the vote will include 2 yes or no questions and 1 question with multiple answers to choose from, and run from June 25th to July 1st. The results are non-binding, and the scheme is a first step in determining the usefulness of blockchain in public voting. The yes-no questions are whether they should be a fireworks display each year at the Zug Sea Fest, and whether the experience of digital voting is sufficiently simple. The multiple choice question asks voters to identify which potential use case for the technology most interests them. The list includes borrowing library books, paying parking charges, submitting taxes, or most significantly, voting in referendums. So what do you think, guys? I honestly believe that voting, once it needs to hit the blockchain, we won't have any more of these crazy, at least in the U.S., guys. I mean, this, of course, you know, Vitalik Beuterin is not a U.S. citizen. He's European. But, I don't know, over the last few elections that we've had, there's been a lot of controversy on the legitimacy of the voting process. I mean, you know, we have electoral colleges that, I mean, the U.S. electoral system, it is an absolute mess. It's a mess. The way that we vote for people who then turn and vote for the people that they want to vote for. We vote for these people to vote for the people that we want, but they vote for the people that they want too. It's very weird the way it's set up. And I think the blockchain, once it is, you know, tested and tried and, you know, shown that it will actually work properly, this is the way it's going to be, guys, and this is the way it's got to be. You know, no more dead ants voting for, you know, random jerk who has no intention of doing anything for you publicly, and that they want to just get into office just to, you know, run their own agendas. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I mean, you know, voting is just one piece, guys, when it comes to the U.S. electoral process. Because, you know, while voting, sure, it's the part they tell you to go out and vote for whoever you want to see as president. Guys, it only works. I mean, you've got two choices basically that you, sometimes three, when they have so much money to invest into their campaigns to get all of the airtime. I mean, it's hard to see like the other guys. You would never know that there's like 6 people who actually run for president. You never know that because like you only see the top 2 or 3 ever get airtime on TV. So hopefully, the blockchain has a way of changing everything, but we'll see. We'll see. Drop me a comment down in the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think blockchain is the way to go for democracy? Do you think that it's going to be what is touted as the new game changer? That we're going to finally keep all of our elections fair? Who knows? Only time will tell, guys. Only time will tell. And our second news article of the day, guys, a little bit more of a brighter note. Ethereum Classic spikes 25% in price on Coinbase listing news. The price of Ethereum Classic, the cryptocurrency that was forked off of Ethereum blockchain in July of 2016, surged by 25% today and yesterday, following the news that it's being added to Coinbase's trading options. And I'm sure, guys, that every XRP holder out there is livid. I own some XRP, and I was a little upset by it, but I mean, it'll get there eventually, guys. The U.S. cryptocurrency exchange announced on Tuesday morning in a blog post that it has started the engineering work to integrate Ethereum Classic with its platform and expects the service to be live in coming months. Data from CoinMarketCap shows that the price on Ethereum Classic started to jump around 130 UTC on Tuesday after Coinbase first tweeted out the announcement at 118. It later surged as high as $16.15 around 2 o'clock UTC, reflecting a 25% gain in just half an hour. The news comes soon after Coinbase reiterated in March that it had not made any decisions on adding new assets, following a similar note made in January. The Internal Asset Selection Committee has been assessing assets using our digital asset framework, but no assets have been recommended to the Coinbase executive team, the company said at the time. Coinbase has not yet explained what has led to the change of the thinking of its asset selection committee that led to the support of Ethereum Classic. As notably, the decision to add Ethereum Classic arrives after some in the industry had questioned Coinbase's asset selection process as random, if not altogether dubious. As previously reported by CoinDesk, the reason for such comments partially stemmed from the fact that Coinbase added support for Bitcoin Cash just months after the cryptocurrency was created out of a hard fork from Bitcoin blockchain. However, at that time, the firm had not embraced Ethereum Classic a year after the cryptocurrency was hard forked off Ethereum network. Just to put some stuff into perspective, guys. But it's great news. I mean, Coinbase is a US-based exchange, guys. So, the more they get out there and, keep adding more and more and more listings, that's just more and more people will hear about blockchain and find it easier to on-ramp into cryptocurrency. I myself, not a huge Coinbase fan. Their prices for, moving fees and buying crypto straight off of Coinbase, very high. Very, very, very high. So, while this is good for Coinbase, hopefully this just lights a fire under every other crypto exchange out there to get into fiat onboarding, where we don't have to worry about, buying on Coinbase, then shipping from Coinbase to the exchange of our choice. We can just do it straight from the exchange of our choice. I'm looking at you, Bittrex. But, we'll see what happens there, guys. We'll see what happens there. Good news for Ethereum Classic, though. I'm glad to see that it's actually, posted, and hopefully Coinbase lives up to its end of the bargain and gets it listed. That is great news for Ethereum Classic there. We're going to go ahead and move on to our our technical analysis of Bitcoin, guys. And boy, do we got a show for you today. Stay right there. And here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin versus US dollar day scale, using the Bitfinex exchange information as we do every other time we are looking here at Bitcoin. So, what do we see, guys? Well, Sunday. Sunday was a bloody day for crypto indeed, as we had that huge dump. And now we are technically testing a triple bottom. And what that means, guys, is from a recent low, we have tested it 3 separate times. Here, back in February, we tested it here in April, and now we're testing it here in June. So, what we can expect, guys, is one of 2 things, and, I know you guys know what I'm going to say. We can either go up or go down, and that's essentially what we're going to be watching for. Now, this is a triple bottom, so essentially speaking, guys, this is where we should rally the strongest and just straight up. But for some reason, we're seeing, this is a turn off auto so we can get this centered up a little bit better for us. Right here, guys, this where we had the dump, and then we tried to pick it up, and then we started printing a red candle again today. So that is not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. What I'm going to do, we're going to go to the 4-hour scale. Let's see what we can see there. We'll turn auto off. So, yeah, look at that. So we had the dump from Sunday. And then we've tried to get back up, and we've just been forced back down. In fact, there was a green doji. That was about 4 o'clock this morning, 8 o'clock this morning. And from there, guys, we've just dumped back down to about $6,700. So, ooh, I wheezed. So, the thing to keep on your mind here, guys, is that we're essentially in a no man's land when it comes to Bitcoin currently. Like, there's no trend to follow. So, just be cautious. And before I get any further, I just want to say that I am not a financial advisor. This is not to be taken as financial advice. Do your own research, trade on your own ideas, and, make sure you know what you're doing, guys. That being said, let's get back into this. Yeah, there's no trend. Obviously we're still in a downtrend, but there's nothing to really gauge that off of. We'll go back to the day scale here, guys. Auto it back out so we have everything to go on. Obviously we're still in our downtrend. We'll grab our trusty, there we go. So, this is what we're kind of looking at here, guys. That trend, that is the downward trend that we are trying to break out of. And as you can see, Bitcoin hit it on Sunday and then has just tried to break through it, failed, boom, down to the triple bottom, where we're just sitting and running across. So, what will happen here, guys? I'm not really sure, but what I can tell you, we don't have long to wait to find out. We'll draw this in here again like that. We'll take our trend line across the bottom, like so, where we've made the triple bottom. And we'll put it out here like that. Okay, so what we can expect, guys, by, I don't know, end of June. Yeah, about 2 weeks. If we just trend sideways, we'll know exactly what happens in 2 weeks. My honest opinion, I think it'll happen before that. But what will happen, that is the question. That's what we want to know. Well, I hate to say it, guys, but honestly, I don't know. I have no idea. This asset class just does what it wants to do. It does not follow any technical or fundamental analysis whatsoever. I mean, it is at the mercy of the whale, so to speak, guys. It is at the mercy of the whale. And what that means is that people who own 5% of this asset, like individually, have come together to where, you know, maybe there's six people, so you have what, 30% of the market just buying and selling on a whim whenever they want to fulfill some sort of agenda. I don't know, guys. I don't know. What I do know is triple bottoms tend to never be a good thing. So we'll see what happens from here. Yeah, we're, like I said, guys, we're on a wait and see type of plan. It's nothing to be afraid of. I mean, I've seen this happen. Like I said, I've gotten into crypto. It was middle of January. And, I mean, I've seen nothing but dark days since. So this is no different. I expect a full recovery. What will happen? Who knows? Could we test that 9K range again? Quite possibly. I'm seeing a lot of sentiment on Twitter become bearish. So some people call it that 5K Bitcoin. We'll see. We'll see. You know, guys, just keep an eye on it. Make sure you trade safe if you are trading, because this is this is scary right now. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the video today. If you're still with me after all this time, hit that subscribe button, as I'll try to post a video every single day, Monday through Friday. If you learned anything new, hit that like button and share it with a friend. Friends like free information. This here is free information. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.